Everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Dominica bringing you another video. And this video is going to be a flawless face beat. I'm going to show you how I get a seamless blend with my foundation and some little tips and tricks throughout the video. So be sure to subscribe so you can see more of me and keep on watching. Okay, to get started with this, the first thing you need to do is apply your foundation. My favorite one at this moment is the Maybelline Fit Me, the matte and poreless one, because it works for almost every skin type and it comes in a variety of shades at your local drugstore or Walmart. And what I do is pour this on the back of my hand and I use a brush to apply it to my face. After applying my foundation with the brush, I like to go in with a beauty blender to make sure I get a seamless blend. Next step is concealer, and I'm using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade 40 Dark. I apply this to the high points of my face or places that have a little discoloration. Now I'm going to let this sit to let it get tacky and it'll be a little bit more full coverage and pigmented. After I let that sit for a couple of minutes, I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush and blend it out, and then go back in with my beauty blender to get a seamless blend. Alright, next step is setting. I use two powders to set my face. What setting does is make sure that your concealer and foundation stays in place. So for my concealer, I use a brighter powder because I like it to stay bright all throughout the day. And then the other one is a more deeper translucent powder because I like that to be just a little bit darker. And this is a very optional step, but I'll go on with another powder and the big fluffy powder brush, and I swirl it in a little bit, tap off the excess, and just brush this over my face. What this does is knock off any additional loose setting powder that might be on there, and it gives it a nice smooth finish. So next we're going to add definition to our face. If any of these steps seem excessive, you can leave them out or add some steps in. What I like to do is bronze and contour, highlight and blush my face. I like to use all powders for this just because they give me a more natural look and they're easy to work with. I use the Black Radiance pressed powder in the shade Ebony to bronze my face. And now for contour, I'm going to go into this Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Kit for medium to dark, and I'm going to go into the contour shade, and I'm going to take a chiseled brush. This is the e.l.f. contour brush, and I'm going to apply this to the cheekbones. And then next up, I'm going to go into blush. I'm using an e.l.f. blush palette, and it's the dark one. And I like to go into this orange shade and this pinky shade. Wait, this orange shade and this pinky shade. And I swirl between the two, and I apply a lot because I like a lot of blush. And if at any point you feel like you've applied too much powder, you can go with the original big fluffy powder brush and brush over the top of them places, and it'll tone down any powder you put on. Next step is highlight. For convenience, I just go back in with this Black Radiance palette and I use this highlighter shade. And I highlight the highest points of my face. For me, that's going to be the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, the highest points of my cheekbones, the temples of my face, and underneath my chin. Reason I do this is because this is what looks flattering on me. For you, it could be other parts, so don't be afraid to sit down and play around with makeup. At this point, we're almost finished, but I like to check my face to see what else I needed added, and of course, I'm going to go with a little bit more blush. At this point, we're finished with all our powder, so you can go ahead with your setting spray and apply this to your face. I'm going to apply a little mist now, and then when I finish my entire face, go back and finish it off. I have one brow finished already, and I'm going to show you how I do the other one on this side. What I do first is I get a spoolie, any spoolie will work, and I push my brows upward. After that's done, I get an angled brush, and I like to always wipe off the excess product just to give me a clean slate. Then I go into my brow pomade, and all I do is simply stick in a couple times to get a little bit of product. Always make sure to look in the mirror so you know what you're doing. And I just draw a line underneath where my brow is, following the shape as which it grows in. And I always extend my tail a little bit longer because I have sparse hairs. And after you have that line drawn, let's go back into this with the spoolie and brush that out. We do this so we don't have a harsh line and all the excess product is starting to get blended into your brow. And what I like to do next is go in with this thing. This is a brow tips pen by Maybelline. It's really cool because it has 3 little prongs and it mimics brow hair. I don't know, it was so hard to get out. And what I do is I start from that bottom line, I start at an angle, and I just brush outwards, following the direction of my hairs. After that's done, I go back in the spoolie one last time and brush my hair out. And when I'm satisfied with everything, I'll go in with the weirdest thing, and it's a lash primer. This is a clear primer for your lashes that's supposed to help volumize it. But I used it on my brows one day and it helps set my brows really well, so that's what I'm going to do. And just like with the spoolie, I push my brows upwards to give a fluffy effect. And it's fine if you go crazy with it. The white cast will dry down and it dries clear. And now your brows are done. At this point, I go back in and I make sure I extend my brows. Sometimes I come up with 2 different shapes, but that's fine because your brows are sisters, not twins, but in my case, they're like third cousins. I want to move into mascara. I love all Maybelline mascaras, but my favorite one right now at this time is going to be the Colossal Big Shot. The One Time Shayla, the baddest black, is the blackest mascara I've ever used, and I'm going to comb through with my lashes. Because I'm feeling a little extra, I'm going to go in with my mascara and barely touch my lash hairs. This is going to add a little definition and add a little bit more color to it. If you're going to use a really black mascara, I suggest you stay away from the fronts of your brows because that's going to give you a very angry look. It's going to make you look like you're doing this, which I do all the time, but we don't want our makeup to look like that. Alright, now that our face is almost complete, I like to go with my finishing touches before I like to seal everything in with my setting spray. I love to go with a black liquid eyeliner and draw on some beauty marks. I go in right underneath my right eye and then underneath my chin. I do this because I have prominent marks right there already, and sometimes they get lost with my foundation and powder. Now that everything's finished and you're ready to seal off the dough, go with a lasting setting spray and drench your face. Now we're finished with our face. Last thing I like to always do is my lips. Whether I'm wearing a lipstick, liquid lipstick, or a lip gloss, I always like to wipe my lips off. This is because I put chapstick on before my lipstick application, and sometimes I get powder on my lips. Now that we have a clean canvas to work with, I like to go in with gloss. My favorite gloss at the moment is the Gloss Bomb by Fenty Beauty, and this is the Fenty Glow. It's a universal color, so it should work on everybody's lips. The finished look. Of course, y'all know I had to put my wig on and some earrings on so I can feel cute. Look is really good for pictures, which I'm about to take back to school, going to work, going out. It's very simple, but you give a flawless beat. So yeah. Sorry, I was feeling myself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it. Comment down what you'd like to see down below. And also make sure to subscribe so you can see my next video. Bye!